Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Thanks again, guys, for subbing. Thanks to the new subscribers. I appreciate it very much. This is an episode called Ball and All Chat. This is number 17, episode 17. It's been a while. Bear with me. I'm getting back into the swing of things, especially as we hit into the swing into the summer. Sorry. And basically the topics for today. Again, just a reminder, Ball and All Chat is a sort of a yarn, a talk show, quote unquote, where I sort of talk to you guys about all things that are happening in the rugby league or in our world in particular, and then sort of giving you guys some thought-provoking things as well, just to try and digest. But in saying that, hit the intro. Alright guys, so again, welcome. The four topics are going to be the grand final. It's going to be news on Ash Taylor as well as Evans. We'll bracket that into the Warriors. And then intangibles, right? For players who have intangibles and why having intangible sort of attributes are important in rugby league. And then the last one also is relating to, but not specifically towards, a recent player or players who've, been caught doing things reportedly in some cases, whatever, doing some things that they shouldn't be doing regarding drugs and my view on it and why I think it's important that the NRL steers away from it regardless of point of view. Again, thought-provoking. Let's get into it. So first things first, we have the NRL Grand Final, and if you haven't done so, go and watch my prior video where I give you guys my thoughts and predictions on it. But again, heading into this, we get closer and closer to the inevitable. One team is going to win, one team is going to lose. Now, heading into this as well, if you look at the team's season, this is basically number 2 versus number 3. So again, these teams were very much, I reckon, almost parallel to each other in regards to the way they've sort of done their thing. Sure, Rabbitohs have lost a bit more, but I mean, generally speaking, hey, Rabbitohs did beat them where it mattered, especially, in that first little outing there. So again, heading into this one here, this is not necessarily a predictions or preview as much as it is just a face value thing. So again, looking at both these teams here. Now, I mentioned it before, a lot of the warfare, so to speak, regarding trainers, regarding coaches, players, and also fairy tale endings, or potentially, and obviously players who are leaving. And again, this is just one of these games where it just so happens, right? It just so happens that Wayne Bennett's coaching his last game for the Rabbitohs. It just so happens that Benjamin Marshall could potentially be playing in his swan song. It just so happens that Adam Reynolds is playing for, the Broncos, the very team, the very team that stadium that he's going to be playing in. And now it just so happens that Capel is going to the Broncos. It just so happens that David Tapangai Jr. injured. However, for what he was worth, he did get Penrith Panthers there, but again, he's heading to the Bulldogs. Burton as well, Naden as well, Goroisau, undecided, unsure. Su'a, again, from the Rabbitohs, gone to the Dragons. So again, there's just a lot of moving pieces. It's just one of those games where it just so happens, right? So again, heading into this game here, for me personally, the way I don't feel like, obviously I'm tipping the Penrith Panthers. However, it's not all too devastating a blow for me personally. If Rabbitohs win, I think it's just as good. I think the storytelling is just as good, and I think whoever wins, it's great for them. Anyway, obviously, the last time the Rabbitohs won, it was, I believe, 2014, and the last time the Penrith Panthers won, that was 2003. Just so happens to be Benji Marshall's debut year. So again, a bit of that spooky sort of fact there for you guys to sort of digest, to sort of take in. But again, it is what it is. You're going to be looking, obviously, the halves and all that stuff. But again, it's not a rundown as to, the two teams facing each other. That's just sort of a face value thing. So heading into this grand final here, Penrith Panthers, I believe, have won only 3 to 4 premierships. Now, quote me if I'm wrong, but I think it's around there. And the Rabbitohs have won a massive, whopping 21. So, man, obviously, compared to the rest, a lot of teams have a long way to go, particularly the team right behind me. But in saying that, there you go. So again, that's just sort of like the dynamics you're looking at. But again, that's sort of enough of my grand final chat. Good luck to both teams competing. All the best. Like I said, I'm going for the Panthers. I'm sure you're going for the Panthers or the Rabbitohs, whoever it is you are. Good luck to both. Yeah, good luck. It's going to be a great game. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of magical moments, and this is what defines careers, I think. Particularly those who have had a bounce back, right? Who have been through a bit and can bounce back. So we'll see what happens there. Now, the second sort of news here is the Ash Taylor news. So it's been reported that Ash Taylor is going to be taking a trade-on contract with the Warriors. Again, I'm not going to get into the specifics of the finances. It's no one's business here. It doesn't matter. Obviously, it adds to the drama. It adds to the weight of, what was once $1 million player, now basically earning what you can technically say is, in the NRL sense anyway, it's scrap money. But again, like I said, it's not about the figure. It's about the player himself. So Ash Taylor comes after spending about 4 years at the Gold Coast Titans, where, in my honest opinion, he has been lackluster. Someone I haven't enjoyed watching myself. I'll probably say in the Titans team is my least favorite player to watch. He's one of my least favorite players to watch, period. I just don't like that very, in my opinion, soft approach that he has had. Now, obviously, I understand that there was a bit of mental health issues along the way and all that stuff, and that it is what it is. But again, obviously, when you come into the field, you're expected to perform. You're expected to be at your best, because we as fans, just the way it goes, your coaches, that's just the way it goes. And obviously, I don't think he has delivered. There's been sparks in his game, throughout his tenure at the Titans, which I thought was good and brilliant. But, $1 million for a player of his caliber, you would have expected him to be up there amongst the conversations. There's the best, best halfback, best this, best that, or one of them, and he's nowhere to be seen. And again, so with the Warriors is interesting, because I didn't actually see this one coming. Now, again, it's all reports, all right? So again, bear with me, it's all reports. But I just didn't see this one coming. But at the same time, you sort of do. What you don't expect with the Warriors is usually what happens, and lo and behold, let us not be shocked. And this is the case here. So again, with Ash Taylor coming to the Warriors, it's going to be an interesting sort of a move. Now, for me, I'm looking at this from the long-term stance, right? He's only 26 only. So again, he's got a few more years in him. For me personally, it's sort of like, obviously at face value, again, it's easy to sort of attack and sort of be defensive, reserved about him coming. But from another point of view is where I'm looking at it. And if you've missed my prior chats, hey, go back and have a look. But my thoughts on Ash Taylor, basically, to summate it, is his experiences and what he's been through, right, at the Titans. And obviously, I'm sure he's had pain. And I can assure you now, sometimes it's, you enjoy the money, but at the same time, it's like, if you're not, again, no offense, if you're not really contributing to what you're worth, I'm sure there's times when you sort of wake up and it's kind of, what's the word? It could be emotionally draining. It can be just absolutely just upsetting, devastating, I think. So again, with him coming to the Warriors with a new perspective, a new light, could this sort of unlock something, again, with the hurt and stuff that he's been through at the Titans, again, internally, I'm speaking of, could he use that to, sometimes giving another player a lifeline can be just the hook they need, right? Case in point, James Maloney, right? When the Warriors got him from the Storm, his career's never looked back, right? 2 premierships and the rest is history. And with someone like Ash Taylor, I'm sort of hoping and placing my bets that this is the sort of pathway he takes. Now, as to how he gels into next year, I'm not too sure. Again, you've obviously got the Sean Johnson factor, CHT, and then himself, right? Allegedly, again. But where does he sort of fit into it? I'm not sure. What will he give us? I'm not sure. This almost to me seems like, if it is all true, this is honestly, I think, his last chance. Nobody else wanted him but the Warriors. We're willing to take a gamble on him, obviously at a cheap price. You can't complain there if you're Ash Taylor. You can't complain there if you're the Warriors. The price is low. The expectations are probably low. But this is the point where it falls on Ash Taylor's shoulders. What does he want to do? What does he want to bring? What worth does he think he has? What can he give to the Warriors, basically? So at that crossroads, at that point in place where he is in right now, from this to this, high up, so to speak, crashing down low. And again, that's not to say that that's where he's at personally, but from a career point, from a league point, what else do you sort of say when you're being given a train contract? And again, his character will show and be shown here. Do I wish him the best? Absolutely. There's no regrets here as Warriors. We just gotta sometimes zip the mouth and accept who's in front of us. I'm sure these people who were not fans of Evans, Lodge, right? For me personally, Ash Taylor, though he obviously doesn't have the moralistic sort of conflict per se, but in terms of just general career play, general plays, he's on the outer, to be fair. So coming in, the Warriors, train on contract, cheap price. Nobody loses, but I guess for Ash Taylor, there's so much to win, right? How bad does he want it? It comes down to that. How bad does he want it? So again, my thoughts on it. Good on him. Kudos. I'm sure we're going to see more of him. I'm sure he'll fit in. This is a man who is on his last chance. What he does with it, don't know. Some people grab second chances by the absolute horns and absolutely destroy it and kill it and go the 50, the whole 100, the whole 100 meters. Some people get a second chance and they just blow it away, and in fact they're probably better off probably not even being given a chance to begin with, because they just get worse and so on and so forth. So again, we'll see what happens. But that is my thoughts there on Ash Taylor. We'll see what happens as it unfolds. Now we go on to Kane Evans, an interesting figure. Mr. Fold'em, as I call him. He has obviously come with a lot of controversy, particularly in the latter stages of the season. A few scuffles here and there, which is probably the most action you'll get out of him, honestly, on the field, which probably says more about his demeanor or composure as opposed to what he can produce. Now again, this is not me bagging him. You rewind the clock 6 years ago, go back to 2013, 2014, that's the Kane Evans you're looking at his prime, absolute unit, good target and everything. Fast forward now, and obviously it's not to be. Now reports are Warriors are offloading him to a Super League club. I think that's fair game. I think that's good. I wish him all the best there. With all these reports here, particularly the Warriors, look, the Warriors as an organization, you want to be the best. You want to be a clean sort of you want to be a clean franchise, a clean club. You can't have too many Mr. Fold'ems around, and that's just the reality here. So yeah, with that being said, obviously I wish him all the best. Again, it's all reports. I'm not, it's not, Warriors haven't come out and said anything yet, regardless, in regards to both those two players. But I'm sure it'll probably swing that way. So yeah, again with Kane Evans, all the best, man. I can't say it's been one of the most memorable sort of runs with the Warriors, but it's been interesting. And look, I can't say he didn't put his passion on the line. He always did, and I think that's a positive. So that is my takeaway from it anyway. All the best to you, Kane Evans. All right, guys, so that is done there. So the other topic I want to talk about is intangibles. And for many of you guys who don't know, intangibles are sort of, let's just say, for example, they're things that you cannot see, for lack of a better meaning this time. For example, in the sporting context, obviously that's the hustle, that's the attitude, that's the effort, right? It's the one percenters we talk about. It's not about the big, bustling, burly forward who runs at the pack and takes on about 2 or 3 guys at the same time. It's not the fox who runs at a speed of lightning or Jason Saab. It's not the guy with the fitness that the absolute warhorse sort of fitness, or the guy who tackles it. intangibles are basically the things you can't see. For example, and I'll bring it back to Ash Taylor. The intangibles, what is he going to bring? So he's been told he's not wanted. To be fair, like I said, I think his career is on the outer. Warriors have given him a lifeline. The intangible is, how is he going to feel? How is he going to bring it back? Effort, the hustle, the desire, the will, the things that you cannot train, the things that money cannot buy. Where is it going to be? Now, for me, the reason why I bring up intangibles is how important are intangibles to the game of rugby league? And for us, many of us, we love to say, for example, you have like a certain player who does, as I said before, does the 1%ers. We love that. For me, that's like an intangible thing. But how important is effort? How important is attitude versus talent? Talent is, for example, your Tom Trbojevic, for example, your Tedesco's, for example, your Munsters, for example, your Payne Haas's. That's talent. That's just pure grit. It's a tangible thing. You can see it. You can feel it. It is what it is, right? So yeah, basically intangibles, tangibles. Why they're so important, why are intangibles so important, and I guess for me personally, the reason why I think intangibles are important in rugby league is because those are the things that sort of drive it home to you when you're losing. Those are the things, for example, you're going through a rough streak, right? Say, for example, your defense or the team in general just hasn't been winning games. Intangibles to me are how you turn up to training every day. When you get back to training after that 1 point loss, is it with a smile on your face? Intangible? Is it with that desire to win? Is it with that effort? Is it with hustle? Basically, do you give the same when you're winning as to when you're losing? That to me is intangibles, and that's why I sort of bring it up. It's how players are carried on, and I think we don't really talk about it much. I think that's something that needs to be discussed more, to be fair, from my opinion, in the NRL context, rugby league context, that is. We need to talk about intangibles more, because I think there's a lot of players who play this game that we don't see, that we don't talk about, just because they're not the big boppers, the big pretty names. I think a lot of these players get missed out, They get missed in the shuffle, and I suppose because rugby league in general is especially now, such a demanding sport in regards to visual, you just want to see it. That a lot of the times we forget the players who have the hustle players, just the pure determination, the good attitude, just the positive vibe, that they bring to the field. And again, it probably does not make sense talking about it as much as it does watching, as much as it does just actually seeing it on the field. And I'm sure when we talk about certain players, you sort of get that effect. I'll probably say Alex Toll is one of them. Finucane is another. And then even for the Warriors, you got like players like Tohu Harris, for example. Just some players that sort of dig a bit deeper than usual. But again, that's just sort of my thoughts there on intangibles and why I think they're important, especially when you're comparing to tangible things. I think, intangibles are very underrated in terms of a trait in the rugby league context. But again, tell me what you guys think there. All right, guys. So the last sort of topic here, and this may take a while. Again, this is not used to this platform here is not used to bash on any players, throw dirt. It's more opinionated, and if it sounds like it is, which it isn't, it usually comes from a place of unadulterated passion. So, as we all know, guys, and again, if you want my opinion on it, go and watch my videos. Two videos prior to this one here, you'll see it in a live chat I had. But long story short, there was a player involved. Reece Walsh involved, and it involved drugs, and the rest is history. Now, my point here is to not talk about Reece Walsh, it is to talk about drugs. Now, in the rugby league context, we understand that drugs have been, I guess, and I don't want to say it, but to some degree, in some situations, almost paralleled with rugby league itself. Infamous moments. Again, I'm not going to talk about them. Players who are just, some just, for some reason, when you think this bloke here, you think drugs. Yeah, when you think drugs, you think this player here, and whether it be banter, whether it be real, doesn't matter. The point is, drugs are there, and I think they're affecting the rugby league community as we see it, and obviously maybe not so much as maybe not as high numbers as we think, but again, we just don't know. Now, for me personally, I have a very anti sort of a drug approach to it in general, being and again, this is not like a subject here where I look down on people, to be fair with you. It's just more so my opinion, my experiences, and yours are different to mine. And you know what? That is absolutely cool, and that is awesome. So again, just to clarify that. But here, my opinion on drugs, I'm straight edge. So in other words, no alcohol, no nothing. Personal choice of mine. And for me personally, I just see that these drugs, as we call them, right, whatever it is, alcohol or drugs or whatever, I just think are not great. They're not good for the NRL because obviously, again, spirals out of control. For a player, can spiral out of control. The other thing as well, obviously, the media stuff as well, the media beat up. And then the third one as well is the stuff we don't see behind closed doors, right? Either internally with family or either with the club and what the player may be going through, the shame or maybe the anger or maybe the embarrassment, whatever it is. I just think drugs bring a lot of problems into the rugby league world, and to be fair with you, it's not right. Now, with Reece Walsh, obviously, there was a division, I thought anyway. So obviously a lot of people were saying, obviously, it wasn't right. Nobody there was cheering, saying, yes, good on you, Walsh. I want you to do it more. But I think there was two sides to the coin. One was he's young, right? He's young. He's inexperienced. It is what it is. He'll learn. The other side was, well, why do it in the first place? You're professional. It's not good, not on. And obviously, both parties wanting the same result, however, meeting from different points. And sometimes you'll find that a lot of debates or a lot of arguments can stem from there, I think anyway. Different people with different opposing views that just want the same result. Yeah, I think that happens more often than you think. But anyway, like I said, there was that debate there. And obviously for me, I sort of saw it as young, inexperienced, absolutely. ... However, capital letters, however. Professional. Big future. Heavy investment. Children, kids look up to him. Will be one of the bigger stars in the game, I think anyway. So when you sort of throw those attributes, those sort of points there, that's where I sort of sit. I get the crowd who say young, silly, I get it, inexperienced, but I'm always going to look at the other side, which is professional, no excuses. You know what the job entails. You know what the Warriors are about. Doing these things there, it's not great, particularly for a rookie. Again, I'm not here to bash, but I'm just looking at it from this point. Unfortunately, a lot of memes, a lot of jokes have been made about Reece Walsh, where Sam Walker has won Rookie of the Year. And again, these are moments here that define a player, define their career, and I think define where they step to next. So for me personally, as I watched that and obviously absolutely heartbroken by it, I am to a point relieved because I know that these are second chance and we'll see what happens from there. But again, going back to it, drugs to me personally, not really a good thing. Never has been, never will be. I don't understand why players do it. I know they're human. I get it, right? You're human. You mess up, I mess up. We all clap our hands, right? It is what it is. Great. But at the same time, it's, again, in today's society, the professional context just needs to be taken a lot more seriously. I get it. Guys want to party. They want to let loose. They want to relax. I get it. But again, bringing the game to disrepute, going and doing things that you shouldn't be, particularly in different avenues, different ways, it's not on. Because already, nobody is going to be celebrating what's happening. Nobody's going to be cheering. The NRL are not pro-drugs, so again, that should be the first and only sort of cross you need, right? That's the tick of approval to not do these things. But again, look, I'm sure players will, and they will, and it is what it is, and it's unfortunate. My only hope, though, obviously, is you can learn from this and try to rectify what's happened. There's no right or wrong here, really, and the reason why I say that is because ultimately it comes down to the individual and their choice, And even outside the rugby league context, again, I'm not preaching here, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Obviously, where you work though, where you sort of offer your services, whatever they say goes. So I guess you've got to sort of put that into perspective as well. But again, that is my thoughts on drugs and a little bit of a, I guess an overview of what happened to Reece Walsh. And my understanding is obviously rehab. He's going there. Warriors are supporting him, which is great, which is positive news. And obviously, there was another incident as well regarding other players from the Storm. And again, it's a culture that is inevitable. It is a culture that's right there, and when you have the money too, I suppose it's just like breathing. You do it automatically for some. But we need to try and change the culture, I think, especially the drug culture, especially the alcohol culture, particularly in rugby league. But again, what do I know? I'm just a straight edge dude, Makes me, I'm no better than anyone really, but that's just my opinion. But you're more than welcome to give me your thoughts, and we can just go from there. But yeah, guys, that has been Ball and All Chat. My apologies if it sounded like I think it's probably gone everywhere, but where I wanted it to. But in saying that, it is what it is. I'm coming back slowly. Look, I think another thing I haven't done, or haven't done in a while, don't really do. Why should you sub to me? Look, first and foremost, I'm dedicated to this. I love this. I love engaging. I love the people who are there with me, watching me. I know for a fact I've got some very devoted fans, and I appreciate you guys. Another reason why I do this is, like I mentioned, I love it. I'm here to do it for the long run. This ain't no little, phase, and then you never see me again. I'm here for the long run. I actually do like a lot of sports, and actually I'm thinking of opening up another podcast where I talk about other sports. I love the Toronto Raptors, man. I love the Fremantle Dockers. I love the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I love the Chicago Bears, so again, I'm just involved in those different sort of things sport-wise. And I just feel like opening a platform where I can just talk about other sport. But obviously, in saying that, as you know, my main love is rugby league. But again, another reason why you should sub to me is, I don't know, I just have thoughts that are different, I guess. I suppose everyone says that. But it's from a different perspective. Like I said, just some dude who loves rugby league. No different to you. Only difference is I literally talk about it. But yes, like I said, my content heading into the summer is where the big projects are. Please be ready to be tuning in. I guarantee you I will not disappoint. I put my effort and all, no matter what, no matter how I feel, until my videos. Another reason why you should sub to me. And I guess another reason why is because we're growing. We are growing. We're not stopping, baby. This is just part one of the journey. But yeah, in saying that, stay tuned with all the stuff there. A lot of things to discuss in the summer. But again, guys, that has been me for now. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. I got another video dropping, and then I'll be back doing a live as well on Sunday. So please stay tuned for that this Sunday. And then me and NR Fanatics are doing another live together on Monday. And I think later on in October, I'm also, early October, I've been given the privilege to actually partake with Ruin Hammer, regarding the Warriors, and just basically an overview of their season and talking about it in depth, which I'm absolutely looking forward to. And on top of that as well, BKR Sports and myself are also going to be doing something. I'm not revealing what it is, but again, we're going to be doing something, and I'm looking forward to that. But again, there's a lot of projects in the works, and me and Fanatics as well at the end of October are going to be doing a Warriors Awards night, serious awards, silly awards. I want to dress up, I want to get my suit, I want to look the part, stuff it, why not? It's going to be fun. And then again, all the summer content heading your way, and new projects. And like I said, I might even create a new channel dedicated to the sports I watch. I don't know, but I'm obviously saying that stay tuned, because we're always moving, baby. And this has been another episode of Ball and All Chat. This is episode 17. Thank you very much for watching. Please give me your opinions. Let's talk. Let's have a yarn. I'll see you guys as soon as possible. But in saying that, If you've stayed this long, you're awesome. You're great. Thank you very much. And I guess it's easy to say. No, actually, it's not easy to say. It's obvious to say. You know how to hold the ball. See you guys next time. Take it easy.